SMS number 1. Forgive the general sound of my dinner cooking, but I'm hungry. I keep doing these stupid video responses. Will you not stop asking these intelligent pseudo-geek questions? I'm dying to be stupid on a camera, and you're all denying me of my time on the camera, and I'm a great believer in overexposure on YouTube, and if you just bash out videos... Shall we start again? Good evening, my name's SMS number 1. If Megatron had never been turned into Galvatron, I wouldn't give a shit. I can't stand Megatron. He's a dickhead. I really like... Oh, hang on. Right. I really like new Megatron from the movies. I'm sorry, I'm a Movieverse fan. I don't mind. I've said it openly in public. I've stood up in a room full of people at Transformers Movieverse Anonymous and gone, hello, my name's Dave and I'm a Movieverse fan. And all the other people turn around and go, alright, there you go. I like new Megatron because he is evil and he will crush you with his bare hands and stamp on you. I mean, he would definitely cheat at Tiddlywinks. He would tie people's shoelaces together at parties and he'd just do naughty stuff, and you get that look in his eye that's just like, whereas old school Megatron was always full of all clever plans. He had a bucket on his head. He was all like, Starscream, let's do... And it's like, he never really did anything. He never did anything. He always had plans and he always wanted to do something, but someone else built the thing. He told someone else to go and guard it. He told someone else to go and do this, and that guy was the muscle and he was the thug, and Megatron was this pivotal bad guy character that just had a cool voice and a big gun, but he never bloody did anything. The only thing he ever did, which was anywhere near good, was half defeat Optimus Prime, and even then, he didn't actually die. They took him all the way home only for Starscream to throw him out the back of a horrendously misscaled space shuttle. Ugh! If Optimus... I've got something in my eye. Oh my god, there's people home now.
Huh?
Just in the middle of doing a vlog.
What, mate? Yo!
Go in. Bloody kids! Ugh. Where was I? Optimus Prime. If Optimus Prime had never died, we would be talking about Transformers on the Back to the 80s podcast. We would not be enjoying films. We would not have had Energon or Beast Wars or Beast Machines or Transmetals or all of that. We wouldn't have an army of feckin' bumblebees. Plague. We wouldn't have it because... In the video that I saw of John of the South, do the video of the response to the video that I'm responding to now for Team Decepticon, I put on it a comment about, let me explain it as we go. I'm not feeling very eloquent tonight, I'm feeling a bit rough. Optimus Prime died, big deal. Optimus Prime is always dying, he's always coming back, and he's like the Jesus of fucking cartoons, okay? He dies, he gets resurrected, we're all kind of used to that. So the death of Optimus Prime isn't so much a highlight or a focal point of a storyline, it's just like, oh, Optimus Prime's turned to die, and then he comes back later on, and that's like normal. It's what we expect. That's not good, but it is the way it is. In 1986, Optimus Prime died in a world where no one died. This was cartoons. This was animated cartoons for children. No one died. In real life, no one died. In Star Wars, you used to shoot people and you'd always miss. You'd have a whole battalion of stormtroopers shooting at one man and not one of the idiots could hit them. It was just accepted that if you were to do a science fiction program that was either going to be based at really, really bad nerds with beards and big long black leather coats, or young children that probably weren't going to know any better, possibly the most traumatic experience they've ever had in their entire life was their hamster died, or their rabbit died, or something where their parents would just go, oh, it's really sad, but we'll go and buy you a new one tomorrow. You can't do that. 10-year-olds were going to see Optimus Prime on the big screen, on the silver screen. They were sitting through the first 20 minutes of it. They're going like, you got the touch. Really, really good. Yes! Okay, the whole thing is just magnificent. And all of a sudden, Megatron and Prime fight. This is the... I mean, since Episode 1, Series 1, Megatron's got his Energon Axe. No, Prime's got his Energon Axe. Megatron's got his big chainy whip, flail, melee weapon thing. And they have a fight on the dam, and it's all like, yeah, this is what it's all about. That was Transformers. That little scene set everything else up so well for the sort of respectful loathing they have of each other, knowing that the other is not easily defeated and probably the pinnacle of what their aggression, and one hates one, the other one hates the other, but they've got this mutual respect for each other that they have to have because of the level of stuff, you know. Ugh. All of a sudden, it's reenacted. You don't really see Megatron and Prime go at it again properly until the 86 movie comes along. They have the odd scrap, but nothing quite as glorious as the first one. So then the 86 one comes along, and you have this amazing epic battle with the two-handed and all that. You've got the one-liners, you've got like the reflection on Chrome's bumper as he smushes Thrust out the way. You've just got that whole epic little 2.5, 3 minute part of the film that just goes, it's what it's all about. And then Optimus Prime all of a sudden is laying on a bed, dying with machines that go beep. And all of a sudden, you've literally just been yanked, physically just pulled out of, this is amazing Transformer land where nothing ever happens to people and you can get hurt and the next week you've come back and the arm that you were missing has suddenly grown back. And probably the worst offence that you could ever do in the Transformer world was be painted the wrong colour, or your eye glow was slightly to the left or something like that. And then we'd suddenly moved to a hospital room that actually looked like a hospital room that had screens with little heart rate things on. You've got a hospital bed. This is real shit. This is real life. This is a real deal. So they've stopped being fictional, in as much as it's giant robots laying on a bed drawn by a person in a studio somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They've stopped that little fake kind of it's Transformers, it's robots fighting, and they've actually gone, this is serious. This is gonna happen. I think the voice acting probably helped because they actually really sounded like they care. I think the voice actor for RC was superb at that little section. And then to watch him turn grey, which I didn't really get, why would he turn grey? But that's an argument for another day. But for him to pull the matrix out of his chest and hand it on to someone else, and then for that someone else to really not want it, to really be like, whoa, easy Tiger, because this is too much for me. What are you doing? You can't die. You're like, you know, Optimus Prime. And for that little split second when you see that Prime just gives up and says, I can't live anymore, I'm knackered, I'm dead, I just want to close my eyes and go to sleep forever. That's some real heavy shit. And that is why we still have Transformers today, because, and I've kind of looked into this a little bit and I've watched some programs on it. YouTube's a wonderful thing. Optimus Prime was the first child hero to cark it, to bite the big one. And he went to meet Primus. I think that evoked something in everybody that they probably don't remember later on, but it's that little emotional attachment that probably comes before the toys, and I think that's the reason why he's still around, in that it was not the story in, you know, as such. I know it says at the end of the UK version, Optimus Prime will now be back in another episode of blah, blah. But I think it was just brave, and I think it was groundbreaking And I know I've made light of this because I'm quite into silly voices and being over the top and probably Campus Christmas, which I really hate, but... that's why. That's why. None of it would have come subsequently. Because it would have just been another cartoon. It may as well have been bloody My Little Pony or Mask or Terrorhawks. Remember how good Terrorhawks was? Nothing groundbreaking happened in Terrorhawks. I used to love Terrorhawks. It was fantastic. Nobody remembers Terrorhawks. It was the same thing every week. Every week. It was like Thunderbirds minus 10. Because get in peril, bad guy forces the peril, Thunderbirds turn up, peril's fixed, everybody finishes at the end by laughing. And the soldiers were just beach balls. But Transformers didn't do that. They were brave and probably half stupid, to be honest with you. I think if you go back to some of the writer stuff on Moonbase 2 and listen to the people that originally... I can't remember the guy's name. I didn't do any research to this beforehand, but none of you are bloody surprised about that. If you go back and listen to the conversation that was done on the Moonbase with the guy that actually helped write Transformers the movie in the first place. He says in it that to have Optimus die was quite a bold thing. Yes, they were trying to get rid of the old characters in favour of the new ones. Yes, it was probably a bit of a marketing decision. But when you think as you've got to put all of that to one side, because Hasbro weren't writing the script. Hasbro were just paying the money really and saying these are the figures, these are the toys that we've got, we'd like you to put these in, can you work your way around that? That's pretty much all the impact they had at the time. But the scriptwriters must have sat there and thought, I know, we'll kill Optimus Prime. And in that meeting when they're all sat round a ballroom together, someone must have, you bloody what? You want to kill our leading man in the first 25 minutes of the film? They must have looked at him like he was crackers. But what a groundbreaking moment. What a groundbreaking moment. I mean, just nothing has happened like that. Nothing. I don't know. I'm not a film buff. I'm not a movie expert. And that's what I think. I think because Prime died, and not because Prime died, because that was rather shallow, but they made such a big deal of it, and it was such a sombre, realistic occasion. It wasn't explosions and death and glory, and it wasn't like with a big sword, and you know, there was lots of that, especially with the Japan side of things. You could see people die, but it was always in a very kind of die by the sword and stuff like that. But to see someone defeated and laying on a hospital table, fucked up to the max, was just, they're the first to do it, and that must have made an impact. That must have made an impact. That must have been the moment when people realised that it wasn't just giant robots fighting. There was this whole universe that had been created behind it. And I think it was the realisation of the fact that this wasn't just a toy line. This was something else, in that people had gone to the effort and time to actually not make one planet with one scene and one place where they just tend to do all their fighting in, you know, one locale. This was everywhere. And by doing that, it gave them the ability to be everywhere and do everything, because you had the scope to. Watching Come Dine With Me Big Brother Special, and that's Sophie Girl. Fit! Wah! SMS number 1. Probably rambled on for far too long, and I'm just about to turn the camera around and see how long I've been talking for. Bear with me a moment. Oh, it's only 12 minutes. Bit of editing, that'll be fine. SMS number 1. Subscribe, you buggers.